The night your memory came home, knocking where I sleep alone. I opened the door to an empty room, but somehow it still felt like you. The rain was falling soft and slow, like it had nowhere else to go. I pulled the curtains, dimmed the light, trying to outrun another lonely night. An old vinyl spun our favorite song, the one we'd sing to all night long. Its worn out melody filled the air, and suddenly you were everywhere. It wasn't your footsteps on the floor, it was my heart remembering more. The night your memory came home, like a fire still glowing after the cold. It sat beside me without a sound, turning silence into something warm. Every laugh came back like yesterday, every tear found words to say. Though your hands were far from mine, your love was here just for one more night. Your old blue sweater's hanging still on the hook beside the windowsill. I reached to move it once again, but somehow never could. Outside, the porch light softly burned, waiting for someone who wouldn't return. The wind rolled through the maple trees, whispering your name with every breeze. Funny how the smallest things remain long after hearts have learned the pain. The night your memory came home, like a candle glowing through the storm, to fill these walls with gentle light and made this broken house feel alive. I heard your laughter in the hall, like you never left at all. The morning knew you'd still be gone. Tonight your memory came home. I don't believe in ghosts or signs, or turning back the hands of time, but love is ways of finding us when we need it most. Maybe memories aren't meant to hurt, maybe they're little gifts on earth to remind us we were lucky enough to know a love that deep. If heaven lets old hearts wander just for one quiet evening, I'd like to think you found this place, smiled and stayed a while. Not to make me cry again, not to pull me into yesterday, only to remind this weary soul that love never truly walks away. The night your memory came home, I wasn't nearly as alone. bitterness gave way to grace as peace settled over this place. The dawn arrived with golden light and softly carried you from sight. But now I know wherever I may roam, love will always find its way home. Night, your memory came home. It left hope where heartbreak used to live. The record slowly reached its end. The rain gave way to morning wind. I whispered thank you to the quiet air, closed the door, and carried your love into another day.
Roses on an empty table. Love was there, now only shadows remain. The petals fade, but not your name. Some hearts never stop remembering. There's a little cafe on Willow Street where we'd steal a quiet hour each week. The waitress still remembers us. She smiles, but she don't ask too much. Your favorite chair still faces mine. Morning sunlight through the blinds. Someone left a bouquet yesterday, just like you always used to say. Flowers don't fix broken days, but they remind us love still stays. Funny how the smallest things survive long after the goodbye arrives. Roses on an empty table, still blooming in my memory. Your laughter lingers in the silence, like a song the wind won't leave. The seasons change, the years roll by. Some colors never say goodbye. Every petal whispers soft and true. I still remember loving you. I drove by the little white church today, where we promised forever one spring in May. The old bell rang just like before, though our footsteps don't pass that door. Your handwriting inside my Bible, a pressed red rose between the pages. The ink has faded through the years, but somehow your heart is still here. Time can soften every scar, but it can't erase who we are. Roses on an empty table, waiting where you used to be. Every bloom tells our story in quiet shades of memory. Though the chair beside me stays untouched, I still feel your gentle love. Some flowers bloom beyond the deep inside this heart of mine. This morning I bought a single rose, not because I couldn't let you go, but because you taught me something true. Love keeps growing after you. I placed it where the sunlight falls on that old oak dining table, not for sorrow, not for regret, but for every beautiful moment we had. People think that healing means forgetting, like memories should disappear. But I believe the deepest love becomes the reason we're still here. Every goodbye plants a seed hidden underneath the pain, and when forgiveness finds the heart, even broken gardens bloom again. Roses on an empty table, now they wear a different meaning. Not a symbol of loneliness, but of a love worth believing. Every sunrise paints them gold, just like stories grandma told. Love may leave, but grace remains, blooming through the joy and pain. So if you ever pass this way, you'll find one rose where we once stayed, a quiet thank you, soft and true, for every dream I shared with you. The morning light slips through the window, when red rose catches the sun. I smile instead of looking back, because love was never lost. It simply learned how to bloom in a different way. When the angels call my name, don't you cry, don't wear the blame. Just look up where the blue skies shine, 'cause love never really says goodbye. The morning sun poured through the pines, like heaven had borrowed a little more time. I sat alone on Grandpa's porch, watching the shadows stretch across the floor. His old guitar leaned by the wall, strings still humming soft and small. I could almost hear him smile and say, don't waste another beautiful day. The years keep turning like the wheels, but some voices never leave. When the angels call my name, lay me where the wildflowers sway. Let the river sing me home, where no heart has to walk alone. Don't remember me with tears, If you hear the meadowlark at dawn, you'll know my love is still holding on. Mama folded Sunday clothes, humming hymns that heaven knows. Daddy tipped his weathered hat, smiled without saying much at all. We weren't rich in silver or gold, but every supper filled the soul. Grace was spoken, hands were held, love lived in the little things. Now I finally understand the richest life is never planned. When the angels call my name, don't let sorrow steal the day. Raise a toast beneath the sky, tell a story, laugh and smile. Plant a tree beside the fence, watch it grow with every spring. If the wind whispers through the leaves, that's just a little piece of me. If my old truck starts one day, take the long way through the hills, roll the windows all the way down and sing the songs we always knew. Because life is far too precious to carry every yesterday. Love was never meant to live inside a heart that's afraid. Heaven isn't only somewhere beyond the stars we cannot see. It's in the kindness that we leave, the hands we hold, the hope we give. So don't search for me in silence or in the empty chair at home. Find me in the evening sunset, in every field of amber gold. Whenever children laugh out loud or rain kisses the dusty ground, I'll be there in simple moments, quietly walking all around. When the angels call my name, I leave this world without regret. Every road I walk with love was a road worth traveling. So don't bow your head too long, keep my favorite country song, dance beneath the harvest moon, and know I'll be dancing too. When the angels call my name, I'll be carried on the wind, and every sunrise that you see will bring a little piece of me. The church bell softly fades away, the evening settles on the plains. One last wave, one peaceful smile, until we meet beyond the sky. When the angels call my name,
there's a mountain between our goodbyes, too high for these tired hearts to climb. You're on your side, I'm on mine, still loving you across the divide. Your coffee cup is by the kitchen sink, half a ring of brown around the edge. A haven't moved it since the morning you packed your coat and left. The hallway clock keeps losing minutes. This house don't seem to care. Every room is holding silence, like it's waiting for you there. We said words we didn't mean, then let our pride decide. Now there's more than miles between us. There's a mountain made of time. There's a mountain between our goodbyes, built from every tear we tried to hide. Every promise that we broke turned to stone beneath the sky. I can see your light from where I stand, but I can't reach out and take your hand. We were close enough to touch the stars. Now there's a mountain between our hearts. I drove past the church on Sunday where we stood in summer white. We laughed when the preacher stumbled and squeezed my fingers tight. We thought love would be nothing, like a fire that wouldn't fade. But a heart can turn to winter when forgiveness comes too late. I could blame the road or distance, I could blame the changing years, but the truth is we kept building with every word we wouldn't hear. There's a mountain between our goodbyes, built from every tear we tried to hide. Every promise that we broke turned to stone beneath the sky. I could see your light from where I stand, but I can't reach out and take your hand. We were close enough to touch the stars. Now there's a mountain between our hearts. I heard you found a place near Denver with a window facing west. I hope the sunsets treat you kindly. I hope you finally get some rest. Me, I'm learning how to live here with your picture in a drawer. Some nights I almost call you, then I set the phone back down once more. Maybe mountains aren't forever, maybe weather wears them thin. Maybe someday one of us will find the nerve to start again. But tonight the moon is rising on two hearts that lost their way, and all the love we couldn't carry still echoes through the space. There's a mountain between our goodbyes, and I still dream of the other side, where your voice don't sound so far away, and I don't have to lie. Say I'm fine, say I've moved on, say I don't still play our song. But every time the evening falls, I feel that mountain standing tall. There's a mountain between our goodbyes, but your memory still crosses every night. Through the valleys of regret, through the shadows and the light. Maybe love can find another road, maybe mercy moves the heaviest stone. Till then I'll carry what we were on my side of this lonely world. There's a mountain between our goodbyes, but I still love you across the divide. If the morning ever clears the sky and you see my light from the other side, I'll be waiting where the old road winds, beyond the mountain between our goodbyes. Heaven knows I tried to stay, to hold our love from slipping away. If these old tears could testify, heaven knows I tried. The coffee's cold, the morning's gray, just another quiet day. Your picture's still above the shelf, like it's waiting on someone else. I still hear your laughter sometimes, drifting through this heart of mine, like an old hymn on a Sunday breeze, bringing me down to my knees. We weren't perfect, heaven knows. We both carried heavy loads, but somewhere between the hurt and pride, love got lost along the line. Heaven knows I tried to keep your hand holding mine. I fall for every promise made, even when hope began to fade. If loving you was all I knew, then I gave my whole heart to the truth, though goodbye became our final line. Heaven knows I tried. The old church bell rang yesterday, echoing across the fields of hay, carried me back to that summer noon, when forever felt so easy to choose. We stood beneath the sky so wide, believing love could outrun time. Neither one of us could see how silence grows between two dreams. Looking back, I understand love needs more than holding hands. Heaven knows I tried to keep your heart close to mine. I swallowed words I should have said and chased the ghost inside my head. If every scar could tell our story, we speak of love before the glory, though the road pulled us apart with time. Heaven knows I tried. I heard you smiling once again, found your peace somewhere out west. The thought still stings a little now, but mostly it brings me rest. Because love was never meant to change or leave two hearts living in pain. Sometimes letting go with grace is the bravest thing we ever face. If I could speak to who I was, standing there with a hopeful heart, I'd say don't fear the tears ahead, they'll teach you how to love instead. Not every prayer is answered fast, not every dream was built to last, but every soul that loves this deep finds a little peace in time. Heaven knows I tried with every heartbeat deep inside. I gave you all these weathered hands and every hope I couldn't plan. Now I lift my eyes beyond the rain, thankful for the joy and all the pain, 'cause loving you changed all my life. Heaven knows I'd do it all again. Heaven knows I tried, and somehow that's enough tonight. The stars shine softly through the pines, the night grows quiet one breath at a time. I tip my hat to yesterday, whisper your name into the wind, and leave the rest in heaven's hands. I left my heart in that old town, where the church bells still ring out loud. You can leave the place behind, but home never leaves your soul. The train rolled out on a cold spring day, with a suitcase full of dreams packed away. Mama waved from the porch in tears. Daddy tipped his hat and hid his fears. I swore I'd make a better life beyond those fields and county lines, but every city light I found never shined like my hometown. You spend your youth trying to get away, and spend your years trying to find your way back. I left my heart in that old town, where love was simple and life slowed down. Down those roads where I learned my name, nothing there is ever felt the same. Every sunset paints those hills in gold, holding stories that never grow old. No matter how far these boots have gone, I left my heart in that old town. There's a little diner by the square, Miss Lucy's still pouring coffee there. She smiled and said, it's been too long, like I'd only been gone till dawn. The hardware store still shuts at 5. Kids still race their bikes outside. That old oak tree beside the creek still whispers every secret we used to keep. Funny how the years can fly, but home keeps waiting without asking why. I left my heart in that old town, where every face still knows me now, where front porch lights stay burning late, neighbors never lock the gate. Every gravel road, every field of corn reminds me where my soul was born. No matter how this life goes on, I left my heart in that old town. Mama's rocking chair still gently sways, though she slowed down with the passing days. Daddy's hands are rough as stone, but they still feel like coming home. We sat together till the evening came, watching fireflies dance again. No fancy words, no grand parade, just quiet love that never fades. Maybe home isn't just a place, it's every smile, every warm embrace. It's Sunday hymns through open doors and footsteps on those wooden floors. It's learning that success ain't found in the tallest buildings in the biggest towns. Sometimes the richest life you'll know is where your deepest roots still grow. I left my heart in that old town, but somehow it was never really gone. It was waiting in the morning light and every star that filled the night. If these roads should bring me home for good, I'd stay forever if I could. 'Cause all the miles I've traveled through only led me back to what was true. I left my heart in that old town.
that's where I'll be found. The sun slips low behind the pines, the church bell echoes one more time. I smile as the evening settles down, 'cause some hearts never really leave the old town they still call home.
If peace is waiting at the end of this road, I'll keep these worn out boots moving slow. One more mile, one more sunrise to see. Maybe that's where my heart can finally breathe. Morning breaks across the hills, coffee steaming on my windowsill, an old guitar rests by the door, like it's waiting for one song more. This pickup's carried me through years, through laughter, loss, and quiet tears. Every mile has left its mark, every sunrise lit the dark. I spent so long chasing tomorrow, never knowing what I'd left behind. There's peace at the end of this road, beyond the weight I've always known, past the heartache, past the rain, past the echoes of yesterday, where the river runs quiet and slow, and the wildflowers gently grow. If I keep believing, I'll find my way to the peace at the end of this road. Mama used to tell me, son, don't let bitterness weigh a ton. The world gets heavy soon enough, so fill your heart with simple love. Didn't understand back then, always running with the wind. Now her words come back to me like leaves dancing through the trees. Funny how the truth grows louder in the silence after the storm. There's peace at the end of this road, beyond the weight I've always known, past the heartache, past the rain, past the echoes of yesterday, where the river runs quiet and slow, and the wildflowers gently grow. If I keep believing, I'll find my way to the peace at the end of this road. The old church stands upon the hill, it's where the bell is ringing still. I pull my truck
beneath the trees. Close my eyes and breathe a breeze. No voice from heaven calls my name. No lightning falls, no roaring flames. Just the whisper of the southern wind telling me to start again. Maybe peace is not a place to find. Maybe it's a change inside. Learning every scar can heal. Learning every wound is real. The road behind shaped who I am. The road ahead is in God's hands. So I'll leave past where it belongs and carry hope instead of wrongs. There's peace at the end of this road. Not because I'm not alone, but because I've learned to let go of the things I can't control. With every sunrise painting gold, I feel this weary spirit grow. Every step brings healing home. On the peace at the end of this road, I'll keep walking, come what may, with faith enough for one more day. The highway fades into the dawn. The sky turns amber, soft and warm. I tip my hat and smile at the wind, 'cause I know peace has been walking beside me all